Come on, baby.
There you go.
Yeah,
We
2 minutes.
live.
Soles of my shoes are worn, the knees of my jeans are torn. Sweat coming through my shirt, keep pushing even though it hurts. I'm chasing what I know is true, there's nothing that I would not do. When everyone around me drops, I'm never gonna ever stop. I won't waste another minute, no I won't. I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission. I'm a man on a mission. Take it up now, take it up. I ain't waiting and wishing. Take it up now, take it up. I got that ambition. Take it up now, take it up. I'm a man on a mission. Look into my eyes, you know you're gonna see that fire. If you're standing in my way, it ain't gonna be your day. Bleeding till I own this dream, build it like you've never seen. Even at the mountaintop, I'm never gonna ever stop. I won't wait another minute, no I won't. I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission. I'm a man on a mission. Take it up now, take it up. I ain't waiting and wishing. Take it up now, take it up. I got that ambition. Take it up now, take it up. I'm a man on a mission. Won't wait another minute, no, I won't. I won't wait another minute, no, I won't. I won't wait another minute, no, I won't, yeah. I won't wait another minute, no, I won't. I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission. I'm a man on a mission. Take it up now, take it up. I ain't waiting and wishing. Take it up now, take it up. I got that ambition. Take it up now, take it up. I'm a man on a mission. Take it up now, take it up. Take it up now, take it up. Take it up now, take it up. I'm a mission.
Happy Friday, June 17th, 2022. It's Chris and Mark with the NWA Exchange podcast, the only podcast you need to know everything about Bella Vista and beyond. We've got a show for you tonight with all this sweet heat. Let's get into it. What's up, Mark?
Hey, man. How's it going today?
Oh, man. What a freaking blistering hot week it has been, man.
It's brutal, man.
Even
I
the
looked out
cows
front,
can't take it, bro. You know what I mean?
dying. Thousands of them, man. It's what was it? What was the total? 10,000? No.
I don't know. I've seen three news
1,000?
stories on it.
3,000.
It was like 10,000, then it was 2,000, then it was 1,000, and then it's like, well, cows have a problem acclimating the heat. And I'm like, Cows have
Yeah.
been living in extreme temperatures, hot and cold, for centuries, man.
Yeah.
I can't recall this ever happening, ever.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I know. I was listening to a gal talk, and they said it was because it was so humid and being able to release the heat from their carcasses. So they just started overheating and just flopping left and right. But I guess no retention ponds out there, man.
Oh, man. I think PETA might want to show up to that farm for sure, man. I mean, here's the thing. We had hot, sweltering hot, humid weather here.
Right.
I don't recall hearing any news stories about herds of cattle dying here or in.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, man. Texas, Arizona. I mean,
Right.
like, I don't know, man. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Bring on that
Yeah.
that beef shortage. Bring on that beef inflation, right? I don't know. Tinfoil hat much? I don't know.
I can't afford to eat beef anymore, man. I've been eating poultry and pork. That's about it.
The old
man.
yard bird, man.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
you can't.
all-
You know, pork's right around the corner. You saw that pork
I know. Yeah.
plant shut down in California this week
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You know, soy and green. You know, everybody has a different taste.
Oh man.
Well, tell me what's going on this week. I have an idea of what's going on this weekend.
Yeah. This weekend, it just kicked off. The Bentonville Bike Festival started today, June 17th, running right through the weekend up to June 19th. They're going to get good weather, man, but it's going to be super, super hot. So make sure you bring a lot of water with you and keep hydrated, man. It should be a good time out there. Location of that is 1019 Southeast 8th Street area in Bentonville. I know you've been out there. You were out there. Did you get out there today?
Yeah, I was out there for about 5 hours today. I was helping out with the One Wheel folks, and they got a vendor booth set up out there, and
Awesome.
doing some video work, and we set up a wire cam that flies through the jump section and then over the technical section to capture some footage and help promote the sport, and then obviously help promote all things Bikefest in Bentonville. Awesome stuff out there, man. I mean, like the talent. I was watching some of the Red Bull pro riders, and they got this big drop off. I'll try to get some. I just got back to the house, right before dinner, and man, it was just hot out there. I was sweating.
I know.
So I haven't had time to put today's video captures together, but I will get those captured. I'll put them out on Apex's page, and then I'll share them on the NWA Exchange whenever those are finalized. But I mean, the pro riders, they're dropping off this tower, and they're coming down, and then they're hitting a jump, and they're doing backflips, or I mean, just awesome. I mean, just the amount of talent. I watched the guy basically take a bike and then bonk up onto a pole and then go up onto another box and stuff. I mean, it's amazing what these guys can do with these bikes. Very talented people out there.
I'll have to get out there this weekend. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of vendors over there, man. They had the Red Bull DJ out there, and they were jamming out, and they had stage where they had some, like basically flat ground tricks, BMX tricks and stuff. It's definitely worth going and checking out. A lot of action, pretty packed, hot. They are offering free water over there.
Good.
But yeah, if you're over there, make sure you swing by the vendor village and check out the Nasty's float shop. They just got in some new GTs as well tonight that they were assembling. They got them before, after I left. So
awesome.
Definitely stop by, check them out. I'm telling you, I've been doing it for a week. It's a good time. We'll get into that later, though.
Yeah. So the hotels, motels are packed. The short-term rentals, VRBOs are packed. It's great. This is awesome. Bringing a lot of business and much needed. We just need people coming in this area to support small businesses, small restaurants, small shops. Get out there and spend your money. These people really need it. So stuff like this brings in a lot of people from different areas, and the revenue comes in. That's what we want to see. So
absolutely.
So we have the summer reading beach bash, the Bella Vista Public Library. For nobody that's ever been over there, it's a beautiful library over in 11 Dickens Place, right off of 340 there. So that'll take place Saturday. So if you have smaller children, you might want to check that out. In this kind of heat, I bet you it's going to be packed, to be honest with you. It'll take place June 18th at 2 p.m. So get out there and check that out. Bentonville Film Festival is coming up too, man. 6/22 to 6/26 in-person events. You can check that out and pick up your passes. They'll also run a virtual event all the way until July 3rd. So
nice.
I want to get out and check that out too. Should be awesome. So hey, Coffee and a Cop, it's right around the corner, man. June 21st. So get out there and meet your fellow police officers, the people that are protecting you out there. That'll be running from 9 a.m. to 11. We can discuss any issue you want over a cup of coffee. So that'll take place at Village Baptist Church, 380 Glasgow Road. So,
Okay.
Farmers Market, man, it's going to be brutal out there. So Saturday, again, Farmers Market's open here in Bentonville. The square is from 7:30 a.m. to 1. Sunday will be the Bella Vista Farmers Market from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. over on, West Lincolnshire, 612 West Lincolnshire Boulevard area. So on the west side. So meet and greet for Randy Murray, man. We talked about this last.
He's everywhere, man. He's like, I've been everywhere, man.
I saw him in the fishing derby. He was posting something like that. And I was like, here we go, man. But that's awesome. Him getting out there and doing those things is great. A little disappointed on that Tuesday fishing derby, but I don't know what the turnout was. Maybe you can let us know.
Odd day to have it, I mean, parents working, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, guy. I really don't know.
Well, I mean, it's probably still a lot of fish in there now, but they're not going to be biting in this kind of heat, man. It's going to be a tough sell,
Yeah.
So Randy's
we'll be stinking over there before too long, man. So.
Yeah, right. Randy's meet and greet's going to take place at Lake Avalon Tuesday, June 21st, from 5 to 7 p.m.
Okay, keep going, man. I'm just, I'm
going to keep rolling.
We had that technical issue.
That's fine.
The update.
So we have the 77th annual rodeo of the Ozarks is Wednesday, June 22nd through June 25th. That'll run every day from 6:30 to 10 p.m. Parsons Stadium out in Springdale, located on 1423 East Emma Street. I think Quinn's going out to that. I know Michelle wanted to go out for one of the nights, so. That should be
a lot of action in them rodeos, and just for our out of state viewers or people who have recently moved here and are following us, it's rodeo, not rodeo.
Rodeo.
So it's not rodeo. I'm going to the rodeo. It's rodeo.
Yeah,
and it's a good time, man. If you've never been to a rodeo, experience the culture, man. It really is, I mean, it's
a good time.
It's a good time, a lot of action. These takes a brave person, man, to hop on a 2,500 pound bull and ride it.
You're not kidding, man. I've been looking around. I've been seeing the fireworks displays already being propped up everywhere.
The tents are popping up, man.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of complaints coming soon.
Yeah, well, it'll be, can you guys, instead of doing this, can you do sparklers? Because Fifi doesn't like loud noises, and, your independence be damned. We got to worry about Fifi and, her puppy anxiety. I'm not making light of dogs freaking out, okay? I have, animals that get a little spooked too, but it'll be fine. It'll be okay, Cupcake.
That's going to take place July 3rd, 9 p.m. Chris, Loch Lomond out there on the west side, so where the dam is, will be awesome. So everybody can get out and check that out. And I got to tell you, some of the best fireworks around are in Bella Vista.
Yeah, they do a good job.
They do a hell of a job, man.
The only downside to that is they have had some delays because the dam has caught on fire and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, they do a really good job. We're
You used to
fortunate.
go out. Can you just go ahead? I'm sorry.
I'm just saying we're fortunate to have have a community that does that. A lot of communities don't do that.
It can be expensive, to do that and have the people in place. But I was going to ask you, I know you did before. Did you used to go to the Lake Point restaurant, right? And go over there for
you can go to the lake. Well, now you got to get tickets, right? You can't even drive up in the parking lot. I mean, like the police have the parking lot blocked off. So the lower dam area is kind of open to the public, right? If you get tickets for Loch Lomond, or if you got a boat and you want to go put in on the lake and sit out there on the lake and watch, it's real pretty from that perspective too. But I think the Loch Lomond stuff you have to have tickets for.
Okay.
For Lake Point, actually Lake Point, not Loch Lomond.
Yeah, I know they have a pretty good. They sell out all the time, right?
Yep.
Don't they have a buffet there and the whole nine?
They got
yards,
like food, and I think they had like one year they had a bounce castle and stuff. It's a kind of a family friendly event. They got a bar and food and
awesome.
So yeah.
So last week we had John Flynn on, and we had a question come in, and I sent it out to him, and he was gracious enough to give us an answer on it. You want me to read it quickly? It had to do with the safety building. Question was, the new public safety building is 4 miles west from the current centrally located police department off of 71.
Yep.
John Flynn talked about the current police department being used to enlarge the fire department and improve sleep quarters from our firefighters. I had just assumed that some police officers would remain centrally located and was the offices that were moving to the new building. So this is concerning. This then puts the police officers at the new public safety building 6 miles down windy one-lane roads with bicyclists from our home. Other homes on the far east would be even further away. How is this going to affect safety in the east and response time? So the concern is moving further away, not be able to, get to residents on the east side because it's being moved further west.
Well, the way I look at it is officers are out patrolling, right?
Yeah, and that's what the answer came back. He had checked with Chief Graves, and the answer there was that before the building, or Chief Graves assured us that the coverage on the east side would not be compromised.
Okay.
Normal police procedure is to have one police car patrolling east, one patrolling central, and one patrolling west at all times. So, I mean, central, I'm thinking just the 71 corridor, right?
Right.
I mean, it would, right. So quick coverage is available on all sides. Also, physical center of the town from east to west perspective is around Duffers. That's interesting.
Well, if you got to go all the way out towards like the, what is that? The way out there, like that subdivision out by Branchwood, like way out towards the gun range and stuff.
It goes
pretty far out there and windy too.
That's about 15, 20 minutes from 71 out there.
Yeah, man. It's a haul. It's a haul, man.
You're out in a stick, and it's not like an easy road to drive. You're not, high speed driving that road. That's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
So the news station is actually very close to the center. The police response time to calls is very quick now. We expect that to continue. So again, thank you to John Flynn for answering the question. And when from time to time people have questions, so we'll just send them to the respective people, and hopefully they can answer them for us. Then we can respond to the people, and I'm sure other people had the same question also. So
well, that's good that he got back. I mean, obviously responsiveness is a good trait, man.
Yep, same day he came back with the answer, and we appreciate it. I'm sure people that were listen to it appreciate that too, that he's engaged with the community. So we can get into it now, or what do you want to roll into? We got a lot. Again,
we got a lot to unpack. It's been one of them weeks, right, where a lot is just happening. Cows dying and inflation. I think there was another baby food factory that shut down due to flooding up in Michigan as well.
Man,
a perfect storm of everything.
I know. It just seems like one thing after another. We can get into the baby formula again if you want. Buying.
Let's go ahead and talk about some of this inflation. You pulled up some Reuters stuff on what Americans face now, and with the Feds raising the interest rates. Go ahead and clue us in on that, man.
Yeah, so we had another increase in federal rate was this week. So keep on increasing mortgage rates for people and more costs involved with it. So just trying to slow inflation. Food prices, gas prices continue to escalate, but I think we're so far in now, Chris, that even if you did do that and move it another half point or three, I think it was 3/4 of a point, it jumped. So we're probably going to be close to 6 for a 30-year fixed mortgage right now with interest rates. But people are just struggling, man. I mean, it's just you got to get food on the table and the gas prices. I mean, I paid $4.55 today, man, for gas, and there's nothing in sight about anybody, increasing or doing any drilling or increasing the output of oil. I mean, nothing's being done.
Yeah, it's totally just. I don't know. I think we kind of said it last week with the whole liars bit, right? We might replay that on tonight's show too. It's like if you don't acknowledge a problem, it doesn't mean the problem doesn't exist, right? But it seems to me that there's a group of people who just refuse to acknowledge a problem, hoping that problem will go away, right? But it's not. I mean, what does it say? The U.S. Federal Reserve's big interest rate hike on Wednesday. And the expectation of more to come is aimed at bringing down a 40-year high inflation, topping 8% on the annual basis in recent months. But the largest rate increase in a quarter century won't deliver immediate inflation relief. I honestly think that this is going to put us into we're headed for a recession,
put us in
if not a depression.
So again, interest rates are still for housing, they're still fairly cheap, but people are so used to the 3%, the 2.5, 15-year. I mean, people are just spoiled when it comes down to it. I mean, you can still get a 5 3/4 rate right now for a 30-year fix. It's not nuts, but people that were getting threes before, it looks like it's a lot. And what was it? 3 or 4 weeks ago, we discussed interest rates, and back in the early 80s, it was double digits, man.
Yep.
You had 15,
and I got a coworker.
17%.
I got a coworker friend who, they accepted. He put in an offer on a house up in Chicago, believe it or not.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I got, this is the interest rate I got, and I'm like, that's still good, man. And I said, we had a show a couple weeks ago with Corey, right? And we were pulling up that chart, and I mean, even if you're getting a 4.9 or 5.3 right now, you're still better off than most people were back in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, people are concerned obviously about their payments and what have you, and I totally get that. We're both, regular people, and we pay bills like everybody else does, but there's a breaking point somewhere along the line. I mean, like I said, you have to consolidate and cut back somewhere along the line. So I'm hoping we'll find some relief eventually, but I don't see anything being done to relieve the pain. I
mean, they're just it could be done. We know that we know that they're capable of doing it, right? Providing proper relief, but I just don't see it like that as a priority for this administration, right? I don't. We were kind of spoiled with that America First thing for 4 years, right? And then it just went to, I don't know. My personal opinion, it feels like get back to work, pay your taxes. We're going to spend money however we see fit. You'll do your jobs, I mean, like that's.
Yeah, that's how
I feel, man. Sorry.
Yeah. And that's the message that's being sent because nothing's being done. I mean, the Fed talked 2 years ago about making 4 rate increases, but they held off. They did it 1 here, 1 there, and now they're in full panic mode. I mean, they did 3 quarters, and now they're going to try to come back. And you can't, like you said, you're at a point where it really isn't going to make much of a difference.
I would like to just see, like, the amount of effort and energy that's being poured into, like, other countries, social or economic or defense issues, right? Like, I'd like to see that type of money being poured back into common sense solutions in the United States, but common sense isn't common sense anymore, right?
No.
If you can send billions and trillions of dollars to American taxpayer money to other countries then that tells me that we have money that we can put back into Americans' pockets, right?
Yep.
To provide some relief.
Oh, there's absolutely. Here's my problem. I see these infographics. Oh, we're still lower with inflation compared to other countries. I don't care about other countries.
Oh yeah, what was that?
I care about the U.S., man. I don't care about another country. I'm sorry, man.
New press secretary's like, well, even though gas prices are $5, they're higher in other countries, right? Like, I don't live in another country. You know?
It's trying to justify and comparing us to Europe and Asia. I mean,
yeah.
Mind?
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of national socialist programs over there too, right? So I mean, like,
if it's so good, you can move. You know what I mean?
But I mean, like, when we have so much natural resources in this country, right? You know, it's like, and the whole thing. I mean, okay, people are like, well, they weren't good. They were just going to take oil from Canada and then refine it, but it wasn't really going to be sold in America. I'm like, you. That makes no sense. Why would we import barrels of oil from over in the Middle East if we have a pipeline here locally? Just from a logistics perspective, right? You're not spending oil to get oil delivered. Therefore, it is cheaper to not ship it and more environmentally friendly, right? More environmentally, because you're not putting it on a boat, chugging across the ocean, hoping it doesn't wreck like the old Exxon Valdez, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
you know, I don't know. We only know like a smidgen of what's really going on, you know. But what I could say is they got some idiots running stuff. They got some idiots running stuff. I mean, I'm not a highly educated person, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm street smart. I understand basics. What goes up must come down. You can't, get blood from a turnip. I mean, you know what I'm saying, man? But I mean, like, it's like some of this stuff is like
nothing's being done.
It's easily solvable if you just actually sit down and say, why is it this way? Well, it's the way we've always done. Okay. Why is it this way? Right?
Yeah. It's like Groundhog Day all over again, man.
It is, man. It is. Well, we got some comments over here from Sally B. What's going on, Sally B?
What's Sally got going on?
Formula tampons, what will be next? It's not that they refuse to acknowledge the problem. It's that they are so stupid they have no idea it exists. That's what we just said, you know. It's like you got some dumb people running stuff.
I know.
And if they do know it exists, they have no idea how to fix it. And she said, face it, Mayor Pete is our transportation secretary, and he could not fix the potholes in South Bend. How on earth do you expect him to do anything regarding transportation?
Yeah, very true.
Oh, Pete Buttigieg, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, that guy just kind of, got his title and rode off into the sunset, man.
Yeah, he's another multi-millionaire, right? Yeah, just loving life. So, you want to roll into this short-term rental thing, or
man, I think that one's going to be a hot button topic.
Okay.
Why don't we cut over to a quick advertisement break from Nasty's Float Shop? I know it's the same Dirt Surfers footage. I hope to have
love it.
Hope to have a video put together soon. We're working on a video day for them. But I dig it. Hopefully you guys will. We'll be right back. We'll get lined up for the short-term rentals discussion, which is coming hot and heavy soon.
That's an understatement.
I know. We'll be right back, y'all.
All eyes on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention. I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step. I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my. Call me a king. Can you buy me a crown? Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up. And this is my world now. making, gonna write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook. New watch saying it's my time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. A man with a vision. Got a passion, making it happen. Ready for action. And this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. This is my world now.
We are back from that short break. Always love watching that dirt surfer stuff, man. I mean, I've
Yeah,
been
it's
getting out
pretty
on that board, man. I'm on 5 days of
Wow.
5
You're on
days of
fire,
one
man.
wheeling, man. I've only busted
Yeah.
my butt twice.
You're getting that addiction, man. You're gonna be out there all the time. That's good.
It's a workout,
That's awesome.
man. I mean, it's
Is it?
really like you wouldn't think riding a board is that much of a workout, but I mean, I'm talking like balance and ankles and knees and calves and lower back, core, and being out in the heat doing it and sweating, man. I mean, this is good for me, man. I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it.
That's awesome.
I'm picking it up pretty quick, man. The learning curve's, kind of steep, but I was hitting some dirt yesterday, man. We rode some dirt trails. I think it was from was Slaughter Pen all the
Okay.
way to Lake Bella Vista and back. So it was a
Wow.
combination of dirt and paved.
Yeah.
And then
Did you take it down to Blowing Springs back there yet, or no?
I haven't been down Blowing Springs yet. We went and rode that. Remember that new trail that was built, Snowbird?
Oh yeah.
Rode
yeah.
that one.
Cool.
Did it, doing it at my pace, though, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't running no 20 mile an hour through the woods on a board, man. After a few
Do you have any
days,
shoes on? That's the question.
I had shoes on. I did have so I was at that soft opening for the shop on it was last Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
And doing good. And that was one of my falls right there. I didn't have any safety gear or whatever. I was doing good with the board, man. Getting off the board is the problem, though.
Right.
Because I mean it's one wheel and you're floating in the middle of it, right? And,
Right. Yeah.
so I smacked the ground, up there at the shop. I was like, I need proper safety gear, right? So like Sunday, I had ordered safety gear when I got home that night. Sunday, it was just basically learning, getting a feel for getting up on the board, balancing, and then dismounting the board, right?
Right.
And then Monday, my gear came in, so I was like, right. And then I was up at Bikefest, man, and it's kind of close quarters, and there was some real chunky rock, and then I had like basically 2 rows of bikes kind of split me.
Right.
And So a little too close for comfort, man. And I kind of, I'm on that chunky rock, and
Yeah.
kind of is like, okay, I can't really dismount though because I got like guys on bikes like right next to me and stuff. So I'm just trying to do the best I could, and I couldn't get that front foot off the board quick enough, and I went down and kind of did a little bit of the splits, nothing major. But I had the wrist guards on, man, and just got up, got back on the board. And, like, my bad, and just rode along. I mean, going slow, you got to have some speed, man, and you'll stay up. But good time, man.
Cool.
So let's get into the short-term rental. So you remember?
Yeah. Gosh, we were talking about this probably our first or second show, I think, right? I mean,
it was a couple months ago, easily,
Yeah. I think we both agree that we need to have short-term rentals, Airbnbs, VRBOs, and Bella Vista.
Yep.
We don't want hotels and motels. I mean,
holiday.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. If you're looking for that kind of that stuff, just go south of Bentonville and Walton Boulevard, and there's plenty of hotels down there. So I think they provide a great value to the community. I know. Was it Monday? There's going to be a hearing. It's not open to the public. No, it'll be open, but it's no comment. Right?
I think the Monday is. Let's see. Let's take a peek at the calendar. We'll share with you. Let's go over to the calendar real quick. The calendar. I think it's the work session is what it's called on Monday. Yeah, City Council work session. Okay. This is where they're going to go through the packet, and I got the packet pulled up, so we're going to talk about some of this proposed legislation that they're going to do for this. But so there is no public input during the work session. It's only during the regular city council meeting. So they're going to go through this legislation, and they're going to figure out what they like, dislike, and kind of get it ready, right? And then on the 27th, they're going to accept public input. That one may be a city council meeting to go to because I think there will be some people with hair on fire up.
Yeah, I mean, we knew. Listen, it's no surprise. We knew this was coming. I mean, we did. Yeah. We're both supportive of small businesses and people that operate these that do it the right way. The concerns
at no impact to the residents that live in these. And these are nestled right next to residents. I mean, like, I know my neighbors, right? I don't want, some fly-by-night people coming in 24/7, being loud partying. I get the complaint. I understand the complaint, right? Right. And when people bought here, you would think that when people bought here being a POA, right? That kind of is a safety factor, right? Preventing like a lot of commercial property from popping up next to you. Yeah. But these VRBOs and Airbnb things are kind of a different animal, right? Not saying there's anything wrong with them, right? But if the thing I agree with is they need to be properly managed where they are not an impact to a neighborhood. Right.
And there's just few bad apples, man, ruin it for everybody. So I think we agree. We want some kind of regulation. I don't know. I mean, I just briefly looked at some of the regulation. I think some of it's a little.
I was reading this and I was a little shocked at some of this regulation. Like, I'm like, well, this is.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to chase away these businesses. They provide a lot of value, and I'm in real estate, and people come to visit their families and friends, and I suggest staying at Airbnbs in the area. And then a lot of people will send me an email or a text back. Hey, Mark, thank you. It was awesome. We had a great time. I told my friends they're coming out to the same Airbnb we were at. We love it. And
it provides a valuable service, especially for as much as Bella Vista has to offer with the bike trails. And obviously when people are looking to move here, right, they want to come here and kind of experience Bella Vista before they commit to it. So this provides them an opportunity to kind of say, well, if we had a house, in this subdivision, it wouldn't be that bad. It's pretty quiet here.
Right. And I always tell people that coming in to see me, if they're out of state, I always tell them, go rent an Airbnb, just like you said. So you get a feel of the city and the community and what's around you.
Yeah.
Hey, you might just stay there and say, really, this isn't me. Or, hey, I love this. This is awesome. By staying in a hotel that's 10 miles down the road, you're not really getting a taste of what's special about this area.
Well, I think that these people that are running these Airbnbs though are kind of falsely advertising a little bit. You know, I mean, they ain't throwing no ticks in their yards and mosquitoes and snakes and you know, I mean, like, because we got some nasties in the hills of Arkansas, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people they come for like a little bit and they stay in a really nice Airbnb and you know they're, well, it's beautiful here, and then they move here and they're like, what the hell is this snake? Is it poisonous? Right? Oh my gosh, the ticks. Oh my gosh, the no-see-ums, the chiggers, the mosquitoes. Oh, it's so humid, right? Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. You know?
We're not to August yet.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to the hills of Arkansas. You know,
you just have to acclimate. It's crazy, man. But it's listen, we're big supporters of it, and we understand there's regulation. No, although some of the stuff that's being regulated is, I guess that's why they're having the two meetings. I think it'll heat up the 20th, and I think we'll get some resolution by the 27th.
well,
So
the thing is, doesn't this stuff have to go to like a first and second and third reading before they even vote on it? I mean, like, I don't recall them ever even doing a first reading. I mean, this is the first reading I've heard of it. Now, like, they're talking about they're voting on it on the. Maybe the first reading is the work session.
the works is the 20th, and the 27th is open for public comment. So I'm telling everybody,
so maybe
out there, you need
maybe
to
the
come
following or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we need to get out there.
Yeah, we got a public comment session. I think
hit
should
that
be
meeting.
worth hitting up. You know,
maybe
and obviously, good old friend, you know, Kevin Dooley will be out there recording it as well. So you know, Kevin still knocking out that great service for the community, man.
Yeah, he does a great job. So we gotta make sure we're out there the 27th to see it. Let's put that up. I think a couple of things that stood out to me. You know, and a 50-mile radius, whether you're the owner or you have someone managing the property, was one of them. I think
hold on. It says there. So one, they're going to codify actually what a short-term rental is, right? So that's part of this, and it says, you know, it's estimated there's approximately 350 to 400 short-term rental units in Bella Vista, and so what they want to do is actually define what a short-term rental is. So a short-term rental, and we'll go ahead and get this kind of rolled down a little bit.
Under 30 days, right?
Short-term rental means a residential dwelling unit, portion of a dwelling unit, or a bedroom within a dwelling unit, leased or rented to guests for a period of less than 30 consecutive days, right? And so Section 2, a short-term rental shall not be operated except upon issuance of a permit by the city in accordance with the requirements of this ordinance. So they're going to do a 1-year permit. Right, so said permit shall be effective for a period of 1 year from the date of issuance and are non-transferable, right? So they're going to have to fill out an application. What does it say? So here's part of the application requirements. The name, address, and telephone number and email address of the property owner, and if different from the property owner, the name, address, telephone number, and email address of a person who shall serve as a local point of contact, who shall reside within a 50-mile radius of the short-term rental property, right? So basically, we have somebody that we can hold accountable within a 50-mile radius. I don't think that's unacceptable.
No, I think right now there's a lot of them having. There's people that real estate companies are managing some of these properties right now. So I don't think that's a deal breaker or anything like that.
This may turn into a job for someone. You live out of state? You want me to manage your property and be that person?
Right.
I'll do it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so stimulating local job growth, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a business opportunity for somebody.
Yep.
A copy of the site plan showing the locations of all structures on the property and available off-street parking. And a copy of the structure's floor plan showing bedroom locations. If on septic, a copy of the most current septic permit issued by the health department. Proof that the applicant has obtained applicable sales and use tax permits from the state and have met the requirements of the Advertising and Promotion Commission for collection of local A&P taxes. Copy of an insurance declarations page with applicable rider showing liability insurance for the proposed short-term rental property. An application fee of $400 or such other amount. I don't get what this is, such other amount, as may be set from the time to time by the resolution of the city council. That means that they have the ability to modify the application fee as they see fit. I don't know about that one, man.
Yeah.
Like hard numbers.
Well, no, we don't think they're going to decrease it though.
Reapplications shall comply with the requirements of this section. So every year you have to pay a $400.
Sounds like that.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, you have to reapply.
Reapplications shall comply.
Terrible. So if you sell it, the next person that buys it, if they want an Airbnb, it has to go through the whole application process. The question is, how long is this process going to last? Who's reviewing it? A whole 9 yards. There's a lot of gray area here, man.
Yeah.
You know,
the city shall maintain a publicly available list on its official website of the address of each property issued a short. See, I don't think that that's like okay, this right here, this section, like section H of this, the city will maintain like my tax dollars are not going.
The county should be, it's no different than if we have our properties. You can look it up in the county tax record.
But like what I'm saying is are they going to be basically saying, well, these are the Airbnbs available in Bella Vista, right? Or the VRBO, right? Because we know stuff doesn't always make it via email. Stuff doesn't always match up with what they tell you, right?
Junk folder, man.
So you pissed off somebody who's, runs this. We know your Airbnb may not be listed on the city's website, right?
That's a good question with that, Chris, with a list. Is it a list that's saying, hey, these properties over in Kilmer subdivision are available for Airbnb?
Or maybe it's just for accountability to say these are the people who have approved Airbnbs, right? But that brings up the question, if you can do this for Airbnbs, why can't you maintain an available list of all permits that are issued by the city for building and clearing and all that?
Yeah.
You can do it for Airbnb, but you can't do it for builders?
Yeah.
So that I can go out on the city's website and say, does 19 Constant Circle have a permit? Because they're out here doing stuff when I don't think they should be because it's not posted. I don't know. But okay, whatever. I digress. Conditions.
The copy of the site plan is kind of odd to me too. I mean, I guess they're looking at the plat that's currently with the city. My problem with that is it could be an old one. They might have modified it. It could have been a 2-bedroom. They converted it to a 3-bedroom. Now you're going to really have a problem because they're going to go at the bottom. It says they're going to go in and inspect it. Well, they're going to see that maybe there's some additions done that aren't in the original build. You follow me?
Yeah. Let's burn through some of this. Conditions precedent to issuance of a permit. Upon receipt of an application fulfilling the requirements of Section 3 of this ordinance, and prior to permit issuance, the city shall conduct a safety inspection of the proposed short-term rental property for compliance with this ordinance and with safety requirements established by the mayor or the mayor's designee, taking into account all applicable building, fire safety, and electrical codes. Okay. I'm just thinking about some of this shoddy building that we've heard of.
Well, the city, so you're saying, I guess the inspectors are going to go out. They'll
go out and inspect an Airbnb, bro, but they won't inspect a house that's built below sea level. I just don't get it, man. It's going to be gun decking, is what it's what we call it, right? Gun. When you're like, all the safety check. Yeah, it's just check. You're good, right?
Yeah.
It just seems. I don't know.
I don't know how that's going to be managed. It's a little gray area there. We need to have more discussion on that. No, there's no doubt.
So my question would be, who? We already know. Code enforcement is already kind of short-staffed and behind, right? So who is going to be doing this?
It's got to be the inspectors that are currently doing houses. Who else is going to do it?
Short-term rental shall have posted within the structure in a clearly visible location the contact information to include a telephone number and address for the property. Is that on the inside or the outside? It says within the structure. So, and then obviously the local point of contact for the short-term rental, a copy of the city noise ordinance requirements, a copy of the city parking ordinance requirements, and a notice to all persons and guests that local points of contact or property owners may be cited and fined for violate. See, right there, if somebody's in an Airbnb and they're breaking the law, right? If they're breaking the law,
Judas Priest reference.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And somebody calls the police, then that person should be cited. Now, if this, say they're a slumlord, right? Obviously, but like, why would that be posted on the inside? Like, you don't want to make this person that, you know, runs this property mad because they may be cited or fined. It's kind of like a filler that's just trying to placate somebody is what I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Accountability. Like, it's cool to have all of this legislation put together, right? But you got to have like accountability.
Yeah.
It follows her on it.
Yeah, I think just do like a placard or something on the bill or on the house, like they do for a hotel or something like that, and then whatever ordinances there are and information that you need is provided there.
I like this one. The short-term rental shall have a minimum of 2 off-street parking spaces available on site. So that takes care of a problem, right? Where people were complaining about, 10 people went in here and there's cars parked everywhere and blah, 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 right? All right, so occupancy limits. They're setting occupancy limits, right? So now, like, that group of 50 people can't rent a 4-bedroom house and crash all over the place. Yeah. I like that. Shall not have an occupancy greater than 2 guests per bedroom for short-term rentals, serviced by on-site septic systems or wastewater. And this is required by the Arkansas Department of Health septic permit. Or so 2 guests per bedroom plus an additional 2 guests for short-term rentals by sanitary. So they're serviced by sewer. So.
Right. So I'm okay with this because this was the regulation anyways. It was on a septic. It was two occupants or 2 people per bedroom. So if it's a 2-bedroom, 4 people, 3-bedroom, 6, 4, 8, so on and so forth. So what they're saying, double that, but and in some cases, in the Airbnbs, they got 12 people in a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, they're hot cotton it and stuff, man. I'm sleeping in a sleeping bag on the living room floor, man.
Right, and so they didn't really change the narrative there. I mean, we've always had that regulation in place. So I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not, and the sewer having extra people. That's fine.
This one I don't agree with because, like, I've seen some really nice. Like, there's one that's out on, I think it's Lake Windsor. I think there's a couple on Lake Loch Lomond too. Really nice properties, right? 6, 7, 8-bedroom houses. A short-term rental shall be used for the purposes of overnight guest accommodation and shall not be marketed or used for receptions, parties, weddings, or other wedding-related parties, corporate meetings, or similar events. I'm not sure. I'm really like, what does that have to do with the activity that somebody is doing at the short-term rental? As long as you're saying, like, okay, I can have guests. There's appropriate parking. It's not creating a nuisance.
I don't think it's.
I don't think that's necessary. I think that's an overstep from a government entity to be saying, well, that's going to tell me, like, you can't have a barbecue at your house, Chris. Right? Like, you know how much I like barbecue. I like cooking barbecue, right? Like, I'd be like, well, you can go pound sand.
I agree with you. I think you just refer back to A and say just maintain the limits per bedroom, and you have no issue. I don't care if you're having a bar mitzvah. You know what I mean?
On-street parking for short-term rentals is prohibited. I'm okay with that one. Yeah. Well, violations. Here's where the hair on fire comes. Any person operating a short-term rental in violation of this ordinance for a first offense will be fined an amount not exceeding $250. For a second offense, the violator shall be fined an amount not to exceed $500. And for a third or subsequent offense, in addition to a fine not exceeding $1,000, any short-term rental permit issued pursuant to this ordinance shall be revoked by the court. The city shall have the authority to seek legal and equitable relief from any court of competent jurisdiction for violations of the provisions of this ordinance. No applicant for the property subject to short-term rental revocation shall be granted another short-term rental permit for a period of 12 months from the date of revocation. So if they revoke your permit, so you just finished refurbing that house, and that house becomes a problem, and your other 4 houses that you had, right, are coming due, and you get a violation and you get your permit revoked, then the other 4 houses that you have, you probably ain't gonna get a permit. I don't know. I think this is holding somebody accountable, though, and I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that'd be case by case basis there. I mean, it's unfortunate if it gets to 3 strikes and you're out. I think that's more than fair. After that point, if you can't manage it, then you're probably better served selling them.
Yeah, and what I will say is this, man, is 99% of the short-term rental owner and operators probably ain't going to have a problem with this, but there are going to be some people that have their hair on fire because they're going to think, well, this gives them the ability to do something to me, right?
Right.
And it, honestly, if you're doing right, I don't see anything other than like what we've called out, like you're not going to have a reception at this beautiful home on the lake. Right. I'm not sure if I agree with that one. Right. But, the obviously the application fee that's going to put money in the coffers for the city so that they can send out an inspector to make sure that your property's good, even though we're not doing that for houses built. But just saying. Yeah. So it's going to
there's some good stuff in.
Yeah.
Well, I think you got to iron out who's going to manage the properties and who's going to be under control of it. And as far as regulation and inspection, that has to be clarified more exactly who's going to be responsible for that. Does the person owning the Airbnb have to be on site when they're doing the inspection? How does that work? Right. What are they looking for?
Well, it should be the person that's, basically the point of contact within that 50-mile radius, I would think, right?
I don't know. I mean, if I'm managing your property and you own it, they're going to me, but ultimately you have to fix the problem. I don't fix it. I'm just managing it. You follow me?
Well, then you tell me, and then you say, "Hey, owner, your inspection didn't pass because you got to do this, this, and this." Then you want me to take care of that?
Then you go to me. I pay to get rid of these problems. Right. No, but you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that need to be ironed out. I think it's a good start. We'll find out more, probably listening to it, the 20th. I don't think it's necessary to go the 27th, the feedback. I would like to hear from other people. Hopefully tonight someone's listening and calls in and has some questions. I'd love to hear their
we're going to open up the phone lines here after this next break. And if you got something you want to say, doesn't have to be about this. It'll be about anything. Just want to say hi. Yeah. You call me talking smack though. Just realize I have no problem stomping a mud hole in somebody's butt and then stomping a guy. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. Just remember. But no, seriously, we're gonna open up phone lines, and if people want to talk about this, I'm fine.
Phone lines or emails, man. Text, whatever, email. We'll take it. Whatever you want to talk about, we're here, and we have other topics we're going to discuss in the meantime. Yep. So let's head to break, brother.
All right, we'll be right back, and we will shift gears, open up phone lines, and then we'll talk about caterpillars in Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll be right back.
All eyes on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention. I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step. I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my. Call me a king, once I flip that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. Pay attention. I'm on a mission. A man with a vision. Got a passion. Making it happen. Ready for action. And this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. So anyone who try to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. This is my world now.
And we are back, and we are going to open up the phone lines. There we go. Well, is it going to work? There we go. All right. Get up there. All right. 479-202-4053. If you got something you want to say, go ahead and say it. Call in, or you can type in the chat, or you can shoot us an email. We're approachable.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll talk
For
with
sure.
you. I'll talk to a tree if I think it's listening. You know, when you're
So-
here, you're with friends.
Yeah. So we get into Caterpillar leaving Illinois to go to Texas, man. You want to pop that one up?
Yeah, I get it popped up.
Surprise, surprise.
Caterpillar to move to global
Yeah.
headquarters from Illinois to Texas. Illinois.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
So they're the largest heavy equipment company in the world, man. They're just they're huge. I don't know what to say here. I mean, these highly regulated states, high tax states, you're going to see more and more of this. I mean, it didn't specify specifically the reason for moving, but we know. I mean, come on, man. Texas is open for business, no state taxes. It didn't get into specifics with anything else. They didn't say anything about Illinois, but we know.
Yeah,
We know it's the tax rates the probably the top 3 highest in the country, and you know, and also finding people that want to work, man. You know, employees, and I mean, Texas is growing. I mean, it's really growing by leaps and bounds.
a
And,
company spokesperson for Caterpillar said most of its 230 employees based in Deerfield will move to the new headquarters over time. Like, people are already like, you know, this is a mass exit from a business, right? A business is like, you want to move here, you still got your job.
Yeah. It's going to be life-changing for them, man. They're going to get it.
It does say that they'll maintain its presence in Illinois, where it has more than 17,000 employees.
Yeah,
Maintain a presence.
That's just the start of it. You know what happens after that. Then they just continue to grow the business more and more. They'll start pulling away from there.
So she's like, surprise, 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 surprise. The Gomer Pyle voice. Surprise, surprise.
So you get a couple hundred people moving out there. They're going to get like a raise of like 20% right out of the gates, man. You know,
Oh.
the
Well, wait a minute.
savings.
Are they like? So are they? Cats run off of what? Diesel?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Maybe they
Good
move
old
to it
diesel, man.
closer to refineries just so they can run them cats.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Well,
yeah. There's no
like
doubt.
Tesla moved to Texas, and I mean, a lot of companies are moving. They're leaving. They're moving
Yeah.
to Texas. I think that Texas has some. I think less restrictive laws and stuff. Did you see what they're doing with Elon Musk though for Starship? Like they're
No.
over-regulating the doo-doo out of him
Really?
for him to be able to do his launch for Mars.
Huh.
Like it's a blatant
that's-
overreach, and like I mean, but look at how his stance is, right? But they're like
Well, he's
they're
contract,
weaponizing more systems against him.
but isn't he contracted with NASA anyways? Right? I mean, they're
Yeah,
the federal government's sponsoring pretty much everything he's doing.
yeah. They
know?
they had some stuff like you gotta do an environmental study to figure out if lights are gonna mess up turtles migrating onto. I'm like.
Yeah, that's a money grab, man.
It is. Well, it's just it's like
That's
they're just
code for money
making it
grab.
as difficult as possible for him, right? You
Right,
better play
right.
right. Daddy gonna
Right.
shut you down. You know?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah,
and
there's
we
a
are-
lot of analysts that are looking at that, what they're doing with him, and they're like, this is very, very, very like it's blatant, and he doesn't tote a narrative.
Right. Yeah.
He'll come out on top.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. I still haven't heard anything about Twitter. He's still asking for the information.
Well, they gave him a bunch of information eventually, but I think they're still parsing through that information.
Would it be something if the viewers on that would it be was 50% of it or something like that? Oh my
I've always
gosh.
said
Can you
that it's like there's something off about Twitter. I mean, like, everybody goes, "You on Twitter?" I said, "No, I don't tweet, whatever you call it."
You know how many lawsuits are going to be? Do you realize that the stock will plummet, man? If they
I think
find
there's something
out,
even worse, man. I think that this is like Enron level worse. What I'm thinking,
wouldn't that be crazy?
like defrauding investors and
Well, if that's what happens, I mean, I don't forget what he offered for Twitter. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but that's based
40,
off of
was it 40 billion or something like that?
yeah, I think it
up
was,
there.
and then they were yeah. So if that's not even legit, I mean, everybody that has a position with that stock, oh my God, man, the SEC is going to be doing work in overtime, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that
You know
should
how
be
many
interesting.
lawsuits there's gonna be, man? Like,
Unbelievable.
woo! It doesn't matter, man. It's all gonna crash and burn before it gets to court. Like the whole everybody gonna be depression, man, and recession and broke,
Everybody forget
not
about
able
it.
to eating
Look
soy
at the shiny
burgers.
coin
and-
over here.
yeah. Eating them
You
soy
know?
burgers because cows are having, the heat sweats. And I'm having the meat sweats because the cows are having the heat sweats, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I'd be out there covering them up, man. You know.
I need a ribeye now, man.
Oh man. So, 14 Republican states demanding from Biden, man, restore domestic oil production. So we know what's going on here. So if anything will get done, who knows? But there hasn't been any effort for the last I don't know how many months to do anything to try to
Nothing.
ratchet it up a little bit and reduce
We're focused on the Ukraine, man. Okay? Big people problems. Don't worry about your fuel.
Yeah.
Go get an electric vehicle that costs you $60,000. Yeah. But wait a minute. You gotta charge it using coal or natural gas, power production, right? Like,
yeah, we talked about that. I don't know what show that was. The electrical grid, how compromised it is. And you want to put more stress on it. I mean, it just doesn't stop. I mean, it's like Dumb and Dumber, man. Jim Carrey,
Like I just like it's like the merry-go-round. Like remember when you was a kid, man, you get on the merry-go-round with your cousins at the park, and then your crazy uncles would get out there and they would just like they'd rip you on it, man. Like kids' legs would be flying off, and like eventually your hands give out, and you wail off into the park somewhere, right?
Yeah,
It's
it was
like
always.
it's like they just keep on. It's like they're
I know.
like the government right now is our crazy uncles, man. We're just holding on, man. And our legs are flailing, and we're screaming. And we won off this freaking merry-go-round of insanity, but nope, they keep on winging it, man. Just
I know. It's always. It's always that one kid that gets launched into the dirt,
oh
man,
my
and
gosh, yeah.
gets run over, and
Yeah, I was that
then-
kid a few times, man. Yeah.
Oh man,
It's like,
Kind of
"Take it,
jungle gyms."
stop, you know. It's just like-
oh
But then,
man,
but then, like, here's the thing. Remember, you could be like laying right dead center on your back in the middle of that with feet on the poles, and it wasn't
Yeah.
that bad.
and so that way the centrifugal force there that was pushing you to the outside, you
Yeah.
just sucked to the side of it. But
Yeah.
there was always a guy that just got launched, man, and
Oh,
just
yeah.
tossed off. Everybody he'd be crying. That'd be the end of it, man.
Oh
um,
man, no helmets, no safety gear, just a couple of
No,
crazy
man.
uncles and a bunch of kids on a merry-go-round, man.
No, even with bikes, man, we didn't have any helmets.
Yeah.
You'd be head first into the concrete, man.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
you get a little road rash on your nose. Rub some dirt in there. You'll be all right. Finish out the day, man.
Oh man! Hey, we were talking about the schools and overregulation and all the stuff that's going on in the libraries and inappropriate material for
What
kids.
is
And
this? Like, I thought I had it right. I'm sorry for people seeing people kissing people and stuff on the ads. I always try to go
Yeah.
read reviews. Sorry about
yeah,
that.
right.
What kind of IT guy are you, Chris? Man, come on.
So people are starting to get involved, man. And Jim Dotson, remember we had him on, he was talking, people got to get involved. So people are starting to push back. And these-
25 states are
board-
no longer part of the National School Board Association.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
20 that's
Uh,
50%.
yeah, it's happening.
50%, man.
Well, they see the propaganda that's being pushed out and just doing a real disservice to our kids, and people are fed up, man. I mean, they're just fed up with this nonsense. And I think more as the, time goes on, I think more and more people will pile on to this. I don't know how it could got so far along like this, but
Well, it says the mass exodus comes after a letter from the National School Board Association board compared upset parents at school board meetings to domestic terrorists. You remember Merrick Garland was quick. He was quick to jump on that bandwagon and weaponize all the resources against angry parents, right?
Right.
Or
The FBI was getting
voicing their
involved.
opinion about the indoctrination or grooming of children in school systems. When again, we've said it. Reading, writing, and redneckery, if you're in Arkansas, that's what the schools should be teaching, right? And I
Right.
mean, like,
Yeah.
nothing more, nothing less. Ideological views is not a place. You go to higher education places, you want to get into gender studies or social theory or anything like that. That's higher education places. But the basics of elementary and junior high and high school should be: how do you create a functional adult that can go out and either seek higher education, walk into a trade job, or be prepared to go into the into corporate or military kind of systems, right?
Right. Yeah.
None of this other stuff. Philosophy
Yeah.
is not a thing that should be taught in my opinion.
Just let kids be kids, man.
Well, let's put it this way: they're trying to raise the minimum age to buy a rifle, right? And rifles are used for what? Putting food on the table.
Yeah.
They're trying to raise the minimum age to 21 to purchase that. Minimum age to join the military is 18.
Right. It just doesn't make any sense.
In one hand, we're saying that you're not mature enough to own a weapon, but you're mature enough to go and give your life for this country. But and you're also mature enough to make decisions to alter your body for the rest of your life, right? But you're not old enough to go and buy a rifle to put food on the table or purchase cigarettes or, it's just, can we establish what in it? Like, here's what I want to say. Let's go ahead and just roll it back. Let's establish what age is an adult. Right. Let's establish that first before we do anything else.
Yeah, in my mind, it's 18 years old, and it needs to remain like that. I mean, the people that are making these decisions or trying to push this through are clueless. I mean, they don't have an understanding of what's going on around them. They just make.
But apparently, at 5, you can say, I'm a girl or I'm a boy, and if you're not supportive of that, man, that's child abuse. I mean, I don't know, man. Again, you're free to be whoever you want to be, right? When you're 18, you can be whoever you want to be.
I can't even begin to imagine like the indoctrination with these kids. I mean, I had a great childhood going. I remember going to elementary school and we have recess. We go out, play tag, or we play kick soccer or whatever it was, man. Everybody just got along. Everything was fine. You knew you go to class, you behaved. And now it's like, it's like, I can't even wrap my head around it. It's ridiculous. Let kids be kids, man. Yeah. That's what, I mean, they're sponges at that age. Let them learn, let them grow, let them have fun. It doesn't have to be like that.
It doesn't. I mean, I look at a lot of this, like all these people trying to like put, it's pressure for a kid, right? Like, but it's like they're robbing children of their youth.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're grooming them for something. There's a motive behind it, is what I don't know. It's either twisted people that like get some type of weird thrill out of this, or they're messed up in the head, but they happen to be in a position of authority in the kid's life, i.e. a teacher, principal, counselor, whatever, right? But it's like, heaven help me if I ever have to deal with one of them people trying to push an ideological view on my son, man. Heaven help me. Well, heaven help them too, right? But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to see a man come unhinged, I ain't gonna come unhinged. I can guarantee that. I'm real cool under pressure, man. But I ain't gonna lie, man. You've seen that fit. You see me. You've seen me, bro. I just gotta look at you and you know exactly like, and I won't think 2 seconds about it, man. No, sir, not today, not ever, right?
Yeah. It's listen, I feel for these families and what they have to go through. I know people personally that are pulling their kids out of these schools and homeschooling them or send them to other private schools so they don't have to deal with this nonsense anymore. But again, our taxes are paying for this stuff.
I know.
You know what I mean? We pay taxes not to have these shenanigans, man. I mean, it needs to be fixed.
Like you pay the taxes and you put your trust, right? Now we're starting to see like blind trust does what? Right? Blind
trust. Abused. Yeah, it gets abused.
Yeah. Because A, there's no accountability. 2, there's no oversight. 3, parents are just way too freaking busy trying to put food on the table and a roof over the kids' heads, man.
But you're leaving scars on these kids. You're telling them, you're doing these things to
Obviously.
them, and it's scarring them for life. I mean, telling them they're confused who they are, and I mean, any number of things. Who knows what's going on in there? I can't keep track of it anymore.
Sally B. That's why I won't call in. You scare me. I might make you. Look, Sally, look. I don't come unhinged. I don't ever come unhinged. I get quiet. That's when you got to be scary. When I get quiet, like I talk a lot, right? So it's like when I get quiet, and that's when you got to be worried. I ain't gonna come unhinged. I'm cool under pressure. I think I've always been cool under pressure. Do I rant afterwards? Yes, I do. Right, but I'm able. You got to be cool. Gotta be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, we just can't get out. Can we ever get some baby formula? I mean, I think you're right, man. We're just going to have to mix our own stuff. I mean, what is going
No,
on?
the FDA said don't, and the pediatricians, don't give your don't give your kid
let 'em
food.
starve.
Just let them starve, okay? It's better to just let them starve than to make up your own evaporated milk, concoction to put something in your baby's belly. That's bad.
Yeah.
Bad parenting. We'll send CPS out, all right?
So we can't even produce this stuff here. We have to have it shipped in from Switzerland.
Yeah, what is
kind
it?
of monkey
They Operation Dumbo Drop. They're bringing in like pallets of baby food. Operation Titty Milk Drop.
What do you think people in like Europe and Asia are saying now with this kind of stuff? What are these guys whacked out of their
This
minds?
country is the greatest country on the planet, but they can't feed their babies.
Here's a drumstick.
The
Eat it,
cows are
kid.
falling out, man. They're weak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like our cows, our bison and our cows, man, they're called water buffalo, man. They store water in their systems and stuff. Think about like Thailand, right? Stuff, right? Think about how hot and humid. You can't tell me that like 10,000 head of cow just like it's hot, guys. I'm laying down. Who's with me? It ain't happening, man. It ain't happening.
I mean, this formula thing.
I think there's something in the feed, man. I think there's a problem with the feed.
You don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't want to go all. I don't want to go all there, but what I'm saying is, for the first time in history, 10,000 cattle decided it was too freaking hot on this planet.
But this baby formula thing is it's a joke,
stupid,
man. The manufacturers alerted the government in November or in June, dude.
Well,
and we're still jacking around with this.
They alerted them about so many things, and it's taken them months to get it right, man. They don't care.
I want to see that video again. Do you have that? I got to see that Biden video.
Oh, the
again.
Biden video? Yeah, I'll play that again.
Can you run that in a little bit?
Roll that blue here? Yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage, Chris. We'll go right.
I need a wine. I need a Weineken, man.
Yeah, you Weineken. You want Whamburger and some fries?
But it's dead on.
We're going with
All
it.
right.
Ready?
I appreciate it.
Because of our secrets and our lies. They're practically what define us. When the truth offends, we lie and lie until we can no longer remember it is even there, but it is still there.
I really doubt that we're going to see an inflationary cycle.
Most economic analysts believe that it will have a temporary or transitory impact.
The faster than expected increase in some of those prices is actually a good sign.
The overwhelming consensus is going to pop up a little bit and then go back down. No one's talking about this great,
This is something that will settle down.
Transitory.
Transitory.
And the data shows that most of the price increases we've seen were expected and are expected to be temporary. There's nobody suggesting there's unchecked inflation on the way. It's highly unlikely that it's going to be long-term inflation that's going to get out of hand. I don't know anybody who's worried about inflation.
Over the last couple of months, we actually saw it trended downward.
President Biden's chief of staff, Ron Klain, enthusiastically retweeted an economist who had said in part most of the economic problems we're facing, inflation, supply chains, et cetera, are high-class problems.
What is the Granholm plan to increase oil production in America?
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Well, the number one thing that the president can do is help get COVID under control. That we know is the root cause of inflation.
President Biden this afternoon saying he thinks we're at the peak of the crisis right now and that lower prices are on the way.
The inflation has everything to do with the supply chain. Make no mistake, inflation is largely the fault of Putin. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home.
If you want to get rid of inflation, the only way to do it is to undo a lot of the Trump tax cuts.
I think ever since you've come into office, things are really looking up. Gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything.
You came off like a naive idiot. Naive idiots are not a threat.
Nobody wants you in this town. Nobody wants you around, period. Oh, look at him, fellas. You crying, boy? You crying, boy? Maybe we'll go back down to McDonald's and get you a Whamburger and some French fries. How about a Weineken? You little sissy boy!
Go on now, get out of here.
The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Oh my gosh, man.
But you know what? That encompasses
after excuse.
Yeah, but it encompasses everything that's going on. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. Listen, the gig is up. The American people know what's going on, man.
Yeah.
We have 320 million people. The only people who don't know what's going on are the people in DC. The rest of the world knows.
Yeah.
We know it's.
I mean, but like to sit there and say like, I don't know a single person that's concerned about it. Really? Like, after 8 years of inflation and a recession and corporate bailouts and the taxpayers picking up that dime, and you don't know a single person. You don't know a single person, right? That's worried about inflation.
Yeah, that's
obviously Janet Yellen and freaking worried about inflation either, right? It's transitory. That one guy, this is a good thing, right?
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing if you go collect that unemployment check, man, saying something like that. You ain't. What are you smoking, man?
Right.
I mean.
Well, it's Putin's problem, Chris.
It's the Putin inflation. Oh. It's the Putin tax, man. Putin man. He taxing you.
Yeah, it's all his fault. He's the guy. He's the fall guy.
It's policies, man. And like anybody, like I'm so sick of okay, I just went and put fuel. Like I got down like 12 miles, right? Like on the way back from Bentonville Bikefest, right? I was like, you got 12 miles left. I was like, man, I want to get gas. Pulling to the gas station, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. $80.
Yeah.
To fill up the Pathfinder, man. $80.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I know.
What the what? I
know. And there's no end in sight, man. There's nothing.
It's even why I'm digging that one wheel even more, man. Electric.
I don't blame you.
Around, man.
Remember Rob was saying that going back and forth to work, he was using it. I'm like, man,
to get back
that'd be a bad idea.
That guy rides to the shop now, man. He's like, he rides everywhere. He drives when he needs to, but like he rides everywhere, man.
Can you see me blowing down 71 and going to work?
You're gonna have to get one of them electric unicycles to do that.
Yeah, I know.
I think some of them suckers go pretty fast, man. So
I know some people drive and they'll run right over the top of me, man.
Well, even like riding a motorcycle around Northwest Arkansas now is freaking dangerous.
Yeah, put your life in your hands, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, we had a good night here, and
I guess we'll close the phone lines at least, since everybody like scared. But all right, phone lines are closed. Maybe next week. Next week somebody will say, you know what? I'm getting the courage up to call these guys. They're not bad guys. Right? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, like you said, if you're afraid of talking on the phone, you can always send us an email or any questions you have or want us to follow up with somebody. More than happy to do that.
So let's see. Sally B says, didn't Biden say that by 2030 you will not own your home and you'll be... No, that was Klaus Schwab, I believe, right? The Great Reset. Yeah. It's like you will own nothing and you will be happy. Right? Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
We might get there someday. Who knows? The way things are going. But hopefully it'll get better, man. But... I wouldn't hold out hope for that right now because there's just nothing happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... Hey, man. Election cycle's going to be coming up soon, right?
Yep.
Just they'll get 93 million votes. The most popular dude in history. You know, I mean, he's pretty.
Yeah,
Hey,
you never
Joe's
know,
pretty.
man.
He's pretty popular.
He got more votes than Obama, man.
I don't see
So-
like. I mean, like, I'm just like. I don't know. Maybe people have disposable income. And they don't see anything wrong with what's going on, but.
No, I think people are dipping in their savings and everything else trying to survive. That's the reality of what's happened right now. You know, there's no doubt.
I will survive.
We're going to be in for some hard times, man.
Yeah, it will get rough.
Yeah,
It is.
come
It's already getting rough. For some people, it's getting real rough, man.
Yeah.
We're probably more fortunate, you know, and obviously where we live, we're kind of insulated, you know, with the family around here doing development and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we are probably a little insulated here, but like people are feeling it, man. And you know, I think that's attributing to you know, obviously the 2 years of COVID lockdowns and policies and the division, because I think a lot of that was division as well, right? And then the Trump Biden camps, that was more division, putting people in boxes and stuff. And you know, I think that I think that people really need to get together, find those people in their community, reach out, help out one another.
Yeah, that's all you can do, because
try to make try to be a positive influence. Like, I mean, like, I've got 2 friends that are trying to do a startup business and stuff like that. And I'm a resource for you if you need it. Like, I want to see you succeed. I like whatever you need. I'll try to help you out as best as I can. But like, find those people, man. Build those relationships, because at the end of the day, you ain't gonna have nothing. You're gonna be happy having nothing, but you're gonna have relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
And relationships
I totally
with people.
agree, man.
I mean, that's, Bible says, love your neighbor.
Help
man.
each other, man. Yeah. That's the only way we're going to get through this.
Yes, sir.
There's no doubt. So,
well, I
right,
hope
buddies.
everybody has a great weekend. Make sure you get out to Bentonville Bike Fest. Make sure you stop by the Nasties Cruise tent out there. Get up on a one wheel.
Yeah.
Hank had some people. He was teaching people how to get up on the one wheel today and stuff. And
awesome.
Talked to a couple people who are interested in rentals and stuff. And I'm trying to be a resource and help wherever I can, man.
Good deal.
Good time out there, though. Really enjoyed
Yeah.
it, and it's always a pleasure to hang out with that group. They're a fun
Yeah,
group.
they're a bunch of great guys. Yeah. And gals, I should say. Guys and gals.
Yep. Yeah. But all right, you guys have a great weekend, a great week ahead. Stay happy, healthy, humble. We'll see you next Friday.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Later.
If you feel like you've been down the same road.